Hello, everyone, and welcome. The leaks for Record of Ragnarok Chapter 56 are out, and I'm here today to talk about them. So, before we get into the discussion on this month's leaks, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. If you haven't already, if you're not subscribed, please do and help us reach our subscriber goal for 2021 of hitting 4,000 by the end of the year. That out of the way, let's get on with the video. We have a summary of pretty much everything that seems to happen in the chapter. I'm not going to go over all of that. That's more so for what the fully fledged chapter review is for when we get the translation. So today I'm just going to go over some of the big things that we find out from the leaks. The first one is that Chin, I think that's how his name is pronounced, Chin does not leave the Gods VIP section. Brynhild and Gaul come and find him, and he's like, cool, but, like, I'm here, I'm not leaving. So he ends up entering from the God side, and the entire procession of Chinese emperors that followed Chin lay out the red carpet for him. So pretty Chadly entrance, if you ask me. So that's pretty cool. Then we find out who his Valkyrie is going to be, and this is cool because we went an entire fight without getting a new Valkyrie. And Chin, it's a Q. I keep fucking up how to pronounce it because, well, you know, it's a Q. It's weird, though. I need to remember that China is literally named after him. So Chin is getting Alviter, who is the 10th oldest Valkyrie, meaning she's the 4th youngest. Another lolly, I don't care about her that much. I generally don't care for those ones. So I'm not as invested in Chin's survival as I would have maybe been otherwise. And she's pissed that Chin, like, left her by humanity's entrance, but he just immediately seduces her with his charms. And they form Chin's Voland, which is the Almighty Spalders, also known as Shinra Gaishu. It's sort of like armor. It also covers his hands, so he has like hand weapons. As far as I understand, it seems like it's going to have different forms based on what we get at the end of the chapter. Then, naturally, after Chin's entrance, we get Hades' entrance, which we don't really get that much information on for like the visuals and stuff. I'm interested in seeing what that's going to look like. But we have a new character, the former servant of Poseidon named Proteus, who is, for some reason, weeping for Poseidon. And he throws the head of Hades' trident out to him, which, if you recall, was cut off at the end of his fight with Sasaki, when his trident basically got cut in half. And Hades combines it with his bident, which is, you know, like the scepter of the devil or whatever. I'm not surprised that presumably all three of the brothers have some kind of, polearm weapon. And Adamas had a scythe. That's another long-armed weapon. I imagine Zeus's lightning bolt is some kind of spear. Would just make sense. And Hades combines the head of the trident with his bident, because he is, of course, out to avenge Poseidon. And he says even though Poseidon is not the type of person who would want someone to take revenge for him, because Poseidon thinks, or, thought that that kind of stuff was unnecessary and unbecoming of a god. But, as an elder brother, it's his duty to avenge his brothers. So, cool big brother stuff. I kind of get, like, some Chozo vibes from that, which I'm a big fan of. Though, I have to question, what did Hades think when Poseidon killed Adamas? Because that was two brothers killing each other. I guess it was in self-defense, so, I don't know. Hopefully we'll have that expanded on at some point. I don't know. Anywho, we actually get the start of the fight this chapter, which is a little crazy, because for a while now, we haven't actually gotten the real start of the fight in the same chapter where they say, begin. It's been a while. So I think the pacing is actually pretty good already. I would say a bit of a complaint with the rounds that have come after round 4, which was the longest up until that point, and it needed to be with the type of fight that it was. It felt like they kind of slowed down the pacing, which was good in some cases, because it allowed for more time and pages to flesh out the characters and stuff, but it felt like some fights kind of dragged on a bit longer than they needed to. But here, we're already starting. Like, right now. We introduced the characters last month, we have started the fight and actual combat in this month's chapter. So I'm pretty happy about that. Then, we see kind of a little bit of each character's fighting styles. Hades is kind of very similar to Poseidon's, based on sort of what we get from it. He even names most of his attacks after Persephone, which seems to be in line with Poseidon naming his attacks after the other women that he's quote-unquote slept with, because, you know, Poseidon. But it seems like all of Hades' attacks are named after Persephone, who I'm pretty sure... I don't think she's the only woman that Hades ever got within mythology, but she's the only really important one. Hopefully, at some point, we see Persephone either in a flashback or in the stands, because Hades and Persephone have one of the nicer relationships in Greek mythology, so I would certainly hope that she shows up in some way, shape, or form. As for Kian, he's kind of deflecting most of these attacks, and then actually knocks back Hades' attack, like, into himself. And we find out that he is using something called Chi-Yo, which seems to be some aspect of Chinese martial arts. It has something to do with the 5 elements. And this one that he used is the Armor Form Heavenly Hand of Defense. Or if we're going to use the Chinese name, or is this Chinese? No, I think this is the Japanese name. It's a Japanese name for a Chinese thing, okay? Shiyu Gaishiki Shoriki Tenho. I'm never saying that again. Anyway, chapter ends off with Chin basically saying, I am the only king in the world. You are not. You're no king because I'm the king. Cool. Can't stop flexing on everyone, even Hades, the god of the underworld, who is presumably kind of top tier among the gods. Neat. Well, ideally, definitely, we're going to have a lot more to talk about when we get the full translations for chapter 56. But so far, seems like we got a pretty good chapter this month. So, with that, that's pretty much all I have to say about this month's leaks. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Record of Ragnarok chapter reviews and leak discussions every month. If you enjoy other series such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Kengan Omega, and Ayashiman, which I've started doing some videos for, you should definitely check out my channel. And if you enjoy discussing Record of Ragnarok with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce in this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have linked to that down in the description. And since the end of the video, it's time to give a shout out to my wonderful patrons. Special thanks to Fuse, Neo, Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, Zach Rowitz, K God, Chris Redfield, Scratch23, Rat, Ryzen 4K, Artist, Mac Campaign, Wave of Manga, Chuck's Feed and Seed, and Jakester Easy. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. And if you too want to get a shout out during videos, or access to reviews for Soul Leveling and The Boxer, you can always become a patron as well. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Take care.